Hi everybody, I am back on track and it is day 10 of getting over my ex. At this point, he has not issued me papers yet. He's talking with a lawyer on Monday. I'm starting my new job also Monday, so Monday is going to be a really busy, I don't even know, it's just going to be a busy and kind of exciting day slash unnerving day because I don't know what he has planned. I did find out that Thanksgiving, he was supposed to go over to his brother and sisters, and he decided against it because he decided he didn't want to get advice because people are always trying to give him advice and what he should do. And I think that's sad because his dad was supposed to be there, his brother was there, one of his nieces were. I went to mine because I didn't care if they gave me advice. It's family time, and I wanted to spend time with my family. So, obviously, we have different priorities. They lie in different places. I guess, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that or say about it. So, yeah. Oh well. I think it's a tough time. I'm trying to keep it light, and today I made a joke, and he laughed. So I'm not trying. I realize that at this point, I'm ready to move on. Not necessarily move on to like a new relationship, but I'm ready to move on with myself. And I'm gonna spend some time, finding out who I am. Which here's the thing: I know who I am, but I want to grow as a person. I think I'm definitely at the point where I'm okay. I'm not fine, but I am okay. I've been through some things, and I feel like I'm sorry that our relationship did not go as we had planned. Are you wanting me to pour you some food? There you go. There you go. Up. And I know that I did some things that weren't right, and he did things that weren't right, and I don't think it's fair to place the blame all on one person. We both did things that we shouldn't have, but I also now know that in my next relationship, if he doesn't think I'm worth fighting for, then there's no point in trying to stay. And that's kind of where I'm at. Is I want someone who thinks that I'm what they want, who thinks that I'm, because from the beginning there was things that he did that I didn't like. He From the very beginning, his friends talked bad about me, and because his friend asked him why he wasn't dating the hot one downstairs, and that kind of hurt my feelings because that was my sister, A, they were talking about, and B, he didn't stand up for me. And that should have been a clue. And then all the times his dad had called me fat, and he never stood up for me. And there was one time that he tells me that I did not stick up for him. But every other time I did. My dad made a joke about him being a sperm donor because he was always working and I was always with the kid. And I didn't even catch the comment, but he did. And he told me he felt uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I missed it. I didn't realize that I'd missed it, that it was said. Like, but and you should have said something, but then I'm like, hey, that's not okay. Or you could talk to my dad about that comment. Because I've tried with his dad, and it's always, me. He never said anything. But I used to go to bat with my parents over him. And, it just kind of was like, that should have been a red flag. Or when he would double book me, or he would be like, yeah, we can go do something, and then his parents would call or his friends would call, and he's like, hey, we need to go do this instead. Because I one day got roped into painting their living room, and I ruined my favorite shirt, even though me and him were supposed to go shopping at the mall. But I also know that I'm not always the easiest person to talk to, but if you're like, hey, this hurts my feelings, and I'm going to do everything that I can not to do that one thing, but you can't throw 20, 30 things at me. That is, and I'm very well aware. And over the past couple years, I have become very defensive, because it just seemed like nothing I did was ever right in his eyes. And it just seemed like he thought that I was throwing up his daughter in his face when he'd be gone and he'd want to go do something with his friends or his family. And I'd be like, well, what about me and Tuna, which is what we call our daughter? And he felt like I was using her, which I know he's 2 years younger than I am. So in January he'll be 25. So he still has, a good amount of time. I am closer to 30 now, which is scary, and I'm fixing to start dating all over again. But I think if he would have just communicated with me a little bit more, and I could have communicated better, or if we actually tried counseling and gave it a try. But we went to 3 sessions. 3 sessions is not trying. It is not. But our therapist knew about the divorce before I did. He told her. And honestly, I think that that's something he should have talked to me about first. But also, I kind of see where he wouldn't and why he didn't go over to his parents, because he was, he didn't want all their advice and everything. And then he's like, you understand, right? The thing is, I really don't, because I don't have friends, and my family isn't, they gave me advice, and then they stopped, and they're like, you're gonna live your own life, and I try to move on, and pretend that, or I know the situation's happening, but just work on me. So I didn't really understand not going and being with your family, because, and then I feel bad, because I don't feel bad for me, but he said he stayed home, and the place he's calling home is a spare bedroom at his friend's house. And the thing is, they're a newly married couple. They've been married less than 2 weeks when he moved in with them, and they don't. I feel bad for them, because as much as they don't like me and I don't like them, a marriage is hard enough, especially in the first year, without adding in the extra stress of having somebody live there. But I'm not going to say anything, because it's not my place. And plus, I plan on asking him to pay my bills until I get a couple paychecks under my belt, so they're doing me a favor. But I just can't imagine not going over and having my family in my life because of the advice they gave me. Maybe if they're thinking you're doing the wrong thing, or if they're giving you advice, maybe you should, I don't know, be opening to hearing it. I don't want to get back with him, so if that's the advice, please don't. But maybe if it's about, I don't know, because I keep trying to say, well, let's try to be friends, like friends, nothing more. And it is kind of hard figuring out that place of what is friendship and what isn't, but he just wants to completely cut me out of his life, which we can't do. And trust me, if we could do, I would have already done it. But our daughter deserves us trying to have some semblance of civility between us. So, I'm going to try, and even if he doesn't, I'm putting in the effort and the work, so There's nothing else that I can do. Also, feel sorry for that cat. That is his cat, Luna. She literally loves him. And he left her. And he hasn't asked about her. He doesn't care about her. Same thing with our dogs. Archer is his dog. He loves him, and he left him without a second thought. So, I've decided I'm not going to talk about him after. I told myself yesterday, but today after Millie was dropped off, it was rough because I don't know. It's like I want him to stay so we could try to have a conversation, but it's also like forcing a conversation, so I'd rather just him leave. And then I thought he was gone, so I went to go and change because I was trying on my scrubs. And I was trying to like decide which one felt most comfortable to wear to my first day, and he just barged in without knocking. And then he saw that I was changing. He's like, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "You can't do that anymore." I just love the smell of this. So, I'm done after today. I'm not going to talk about him. I'm not going to think about him. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to focus on me. And I'm going to start my budgeting videos again. And then we are really going to hit these books. So I actually did, if you realize, this is, 1 second.